Hey there, yogis. My name is Kia Williams, certified yoga teacher and mindfulness consultant, and welcome to today's Yoga at Your Desk practice. Now today, my hope is that you'll get a full 30 minutes to not only relax your mind, bring a little more focus to your mind, release some tension in your body, specifically in your muscles, and to give yourself a little bit of time out in the midst of your busy workday. Today's practice will be about 30 minutes. We will use the chair as a prop. Might be mindful that I did say that today is yoga at your desk, and I happen to have no desk here. I'll be using my chair as a prop, and you can do the same as well. I actually find that the back of a chair is a really nice height for most of the practices that we'll be doing today. A couple of notes of wisdom before we get into our practice. The first is that if it hurts, don't do it. This is not like most things in our life. Our yoga practice is meant for us to bring some awareness to our bodies and experience sensations in our bodies. But if those sensations feel uncomfortable or painful, we are allowed to stop doing them. I will show you modifications of the poses when necessary, so you can either increase your level of intensity or you can decrease your level of intensity depending on your mood or how your body's feeling today. The second point of practice is that above else, just breathe. Yoga is not yoga unless we are actually combining our movement with our breath. It is our breathing practices, or what yogis call pranayama, that actually helps us to calm the nervous system and get those stress relieving benefits that we're all looking to get. So even if you decide to opt out on a particular pose or even a whole series of poses, fear not. Just continue with your diaphragmatic breathing, which we will practice at the beginning of our session. And the third point of practice is one of alignment. You will notice perhaps that I am wearing flat shoes. So if you are at your office, ladies, if you happen to have a particularly high heel, it's probably best for you to take those shoes off and practice barefoot. Even gentlemen, if you have dress shoes that have maybe an inch or so heel, it might be a little easier to take your shoes off as well. My reason for saying that is because when our heels are elevated, we often throw our pelvis out of alignment, which makes it more challenging for us to balance, and we will be doing some standing balancing poses using our chair as a prop. So take those few notes into mind as we begin our practice, and we will get started now. So we'll begin our practice by taking a comfortable seat in our chair. Notice that I'm not sitting towards the back of the chair. I'm actually going to bring my hips closer to the front edge of the chair and bring my feet flat on the floor. Bring your hands in your lap. They can rest with your palms on your thighs, or you can bring your hands into your lap, any way that feels comfortable to you. We're going to start with first some body awareness, and then we'll move into some breath awareness and diaphragmatic breathing. So start with a focus. You can focus on the floor. If you feel more comfortable, you can close your eyes and let your eyelids be your point of focus. Roll your shoulders gently back and down and let your chest lift up. Draw the chin back slightly so that your ears are in alignment with your shoulders. Level the chin. Draw the navel in slightly towards the spine to help support your posture. And relax the shoulders down away from the ears. Start to notice how your body feels in this moment. Remembering that the definition of mindfulness is noticing or paying attention to what is without any judgment. I'll keep reminding you of that definition of mindfulness as we go throughout our yoga practice, as yoga posture practice is indeed a mindfulness practice. Let's go ahead and bring our focus more inward by closing our eyes. Don't worry about closing them tightly, just let them gently rest down. Start to notice the temperature in the room. Again, mindfully noticing without any judgment. Notice how your clothes feel on your skin. Take note of any other sensations in your body, whether those sensations be in your shoulders, your chest, and your abdomen. Just notice them. Starting to cultivate the quality of curiosity Curiosity is often a nice replacement for judgment. Bringing our awareness more interior, start to notice your breath. Not attempting to control the breath, just notice the way it feels. Notice the way the breath feels as it comes into your nostrils on an inhale, and how it feels as it exits your nostrils on an exhale. Let's rest our awareness on that point for just a few breaths. Notice at what point the air feels cool in the nostrils, and at what point the air feels warm. No judgment, just curiosity. Now bring your awareness to the way the breath feels in the chest. Notice the rise and fall of the chest as you inhale and exhale. Take note of what that feels like. What sensations do you experience in that area as you breathe? Again, not seeking to change the breath, just noticing. Now bringing the awareness of the breath in the belly. Notice the rise and fall of the abdomen as you inhale and exhale. Notice any sensations you might experience there. Noticing, being curious, without judgment. Rest with your awareness of the breath on the belly for just a few more cycles. And as you're ready, take your right hand and place it on your chest, right in the middle of your heart. Take your left hand and place it right over top of your navel. Continue to breathe and feel the rise and the fall of the chest and the abdomen into your hands. As we begin to deepen the breath, inhaling through the nose, filling the lungs up fully, letting the chest and the belly expand into your hands, and exhaling through the nose as well, emptying the lungs out completely, feeling the navel draw back towards the spine, feeling the chest release down. Continue breathing, inhaling through the nose, filling up completely, belly, rib cage expands. Exhaling through the nose, slowly emptying out completely. This is diaphragmatic breathing. Continue your breath at your own pace. Allowing your inhale to be smooth, deep, and rhythmic, and to be equal in length and duration as your exhale. Let there be no pause between your inhale and your exhale. One breath seamlessly flowing into the next. Diaphragmatic breathing is how we begin to train our nervous system to calm down when we need to re-regulate. Let's take 3 more deep diaphragmatic breaths together. Breathing both in and out of the nostrils. And as you're ready, bring your hands down to your lap, palms facing down. Roll your shoulders back slightly, lift your sternum, the center of your chest towards the ceiling, and flicker your eyes open. Beginning into our movement practice here. On an exhale, draw the chin down towards the chest. Remember, we're continuing always with that diaphragmatic breathing. Inhaling, bring your right ear over to your right shoulder. And exhale, draw the chin back to your chest. Other way, inhale, left ear over to left shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. One more each way. Inhale, right ear over to right shoulder, and let's hold it there. Bringing some of that same mindful awareness, curiosity, into the left side of our neck. Feel free to stay here. If you'd like a deeper stretch in the neck, take your right hand, bring it to the top of your head. Gently draw the head down towards the right shoulder just a bit more. Notice what that left side of the neck feels like. Notice whether or not the sequence and the smoothness of your breath changed or not. If you'd like more of a stretch, reach the left hand down to the side. Flex the heel of the hand down and the fingertips up. And feel the difference in the neck once again. Take 2 more deep diaphragmatic breaths here. And then on an exhale, release, chin to chest, both hands back to the thighs, palms down. And let's rest here. Using those deep diaphragmatic breaths to re-regulate the nervous system. Bringing us back into a state of homeostasis or balance. As we prepare to move to the other side, on an inhale, draw the left ear over to the left side. Okay. Feel into the right side of the neck here, just the same. Start to notice what feels good, what feels not so good. Remembering that if you feel any pain, back away. Do a less intense option. Adding intensity if you'd like. Okay. Bringing that left hand up to the top of the head, drawing the ear a little bit closer to the shoulder, if you please. Remembering to keep that posture, not to let your pelvis tilt forward, sit up nice and tall. And if you want more intensity on that neck stretch, reach the left arm down or right arm down, flex the heel of the hand towards the floor and the fingertips up towards the ceiling. And breathe. Big inhales through the nose. Long, deep, complete exhales through the nose. 2 more breaths here. On your next exhale, release your hands. Bring your hands down to your left, chin to the chest. Take a breath or 2 here, back at center. And as you're ready, lift the chin. Roll the shoulders back and down. Lift the sternum towards the ceiling. Using the arms now, inhale, arms reach up towards the ceiling. Press the palms together overhead. Bring the hands down to heart center. Namaste hands, bow the forehead in towards the fingers. Do that again with your breath. Inhaling, reach up. Nice big wake up in the morning stretch. Press the palms. Exhale, hands draw down, heart center. One more time. Inhaling, arms reach up overhead. Press the palms together. Exhale, draw the palms down, heart center. Forehead bows in towards the fingers. Replacing the hands, lift the chest. Okay? If you're not still already sitting on the edge of your chair, scoot on up to the edge of the chair. Let the feet be about hip distance apart now. We're going to warm into our spine and let our palms rest on our knees. Okay? So inhaling, lift the chest, roll the shoulders back, as if you want to stick your chest way forward and draw the shoulder blades on your back. And then exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin into the chest, and round the shoulders forward. Nice upper back stretch here. Do that again. Inhale, lift the chest. This is the antidote to slumpy shoulders over the computer. Chin lifts. Exhale, chin to chest, round the spine, broadening the upper back. 2 more just like that with the breath. Inhale, lift the heart up, shoulders roll back. Exhale, chin in, pelvic tilts forward, round the spine. Last one, inhale, heart lifts. Get some air here. Exhale, draw the navel in, round the spine, drop the chin. Inhaling, come on back to center. Staying seated on the edge of the chair, bring your right hand down to the side of your chair. Now my chair is a little wide, so I can place my hand down. If not, if you have an arm to your chair, you can place your arm back just a little bit further. You would just need to scoot back so that your hips and your hand are in the same line, okay? On an inhale, we'll reach the left arm up to the ceiling. Okay, so we're looking for a stretch here in our side waist. Really reach those fingertips up towards the ceiling like you want to touch the ceiling, okay? Take a big breath in. And on an exhale, we're going to hinge ourselves over to the side. Okay, so this right hand is here for support. Not only are you stretching your sideways here, but as you press this right hand down into your chair, you're also strengthening your arms there. Double duty. Okay? Depending on how your neck feels, you can keep your gaze forward. If you're feeling any tension in the neck or shoulder here, you can turn the gaze down toward your right fingertips. Or if you're feeling adventurous, turn your gaze up towards the ceiling. Maybe look up at that left hand. One more breath here. Navel continues to draw in. Abdominals are always active in our yoga practice. On an inhale, bring yourself back to center. And exhale, bring that hand down to the side. We're just going to replace it so that we can go to the other side. Okay, so your right hand or your left hand is going to come down beside your left hip, and on an inhale, right arm reaches up to the ceiling. So we're going to stay centered first. Feel the way the side waist feels before we hinge. Okay, coming back to our mindfulness in our practice. Notice what feels like what while we're in this precursory stage. All right, relax the shoulder blade. Inhale. Exhale, hinge over towards your left. Okay? You can go as far as you want to, but I want you to keep this hand, this left hand, pressed firmly into your chair. All right? Feel the tricep engage as you continue to press that palm down. And again, gaze down to the floor, gaze forward at me, or gaze up towards that palm. Take 2 deep breaths. Strengthening the sideways as we stretch. Remembering that diaphragmatic breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And on an inhale, bring yourself back up to seated. And exhale, bring that hand down. Very nice. Roll the shoulders back. Kind of shake out some of that tension. And then roll the shoulders forward. Shake that out a bit too. Bring your hands together and clasp your fingers, kind of like extra praying hands, little kid praying hands. And then turn your palms inside out and press the palms forward. Okay? So we want to get a little bit of a wrist stretch here, particularly good for those of us who type on computers all day. We can get a little stiff there. Take one more breath here, sitting up tall. Shoulders remain down. Try not to draw your shoulders up like earrings. Relax them down. And we're going to see about lifting these hands just as they are, and we'll take it nice and slow. Okay? So on a slow inhale, start to bring those arms up. Okay? Some of us will stop maybe here. Some of us here. Some of us won't lift very high, and some of us might get those arms up as high as we can, straight up to the ceiling. It all just depends on how you're feeling today, and how you're feeling today might not be how you feel tomorrow, and that's okay. Take one more breath wherever you are. And then on an exhale, slowly draw those arms back down. Very nice. Release your clasp. Roll around your wrist in one direction. And then roll your wrist around the opposite way. Very nice. give them a shake. Now let's move on to our standing postures. So find yourself in a standing position with a chair, or this might be the edge of your desk nearby. I like to have my safety net, or what I call my ballet bar, within arm's distance, about at hip level. So this, for some of you, might be your desk. For some of you, it might be the back of your chair. Okay? So I'm going to start in Tadasana, or standing mountain pose. Again, I am doing this with flat shoes on so that I can keep my hips and my pelvis in alignment and not throw my back out of whack by having my heels up high. This goes for both my men and my women. So let's start with our feet about hip distance apart, big toes slightly turned in towards each other, and bring your hands right at your pelvis. I want you to start to feel the difference between a swayed out pelvis and a pelvis that's in alignment. So I'm actually going to turn to the side here and give a little demonstration. So when my pelvis is swayed out, my hips sway back behind me. This looks like a lot what happens when we're in our high heel shoes. Okay? Sometimes we have our pelvis overly tucked. That means I'm kind of coming inside here and rounding the spine. A pelvis is at neutral, is in alignment here. So no sway, no undercut, just neutral here. Ears are in alignment with the shoulders, shoulders in alignment with the hips, and my hips are over top of my ankle bones. Okay? So that's the alignment that we're looking for in standing mountain pose. I'm going to roll my shoulders back and expose my heart center forward. And I'm going to take just 2 diaphragmatic breaths here so we can ground ourselves back. Always bringing ourselves back to center. Always bringing our awareness back to how our body feels and what we're experiencing. So we're going to do a modification of a sun salutation to warm the body, to stretch the body, and to tone the body. Okay? So I'm going to turn and face my chair here. I'm going to reach forward so that I can give it a touch, and then step back just a little further forward. Now mind you, I have long arms. You will adjust based on your arm length. Okay? So we're going to roll our shoulders back and stand in that standing mountain pose. And on an inhale, we'll reach our hands up towards the ceiling. And on an exhale, we'll reach our hands forward for the edge of that chair. Okay? Now what we're going for here is a low back stretch and a stretch in the back of the legs. So you can be as close to, this will be a little less of a stretch, or as far away from your chair or desk as you need to be. The further away you go, the more stretch you're going to have in these lateral muscles here. I want you to bring your attention to your navel center, and whatever level you are, draw your navel in towards your spine, always engaged there. Okay, if you need a little more stretch in the lower back, then you're going to bend your knees quite substantially. If you need a little more stretch in the back of the thighs or the hamstrings, then we're going to straighten legs a little bit more. Okay, so it would be somewhere in between here. Tuck the chin in slightly, turn your gaze down towards the floor. This would be kind of like our downward facing dog if we were doing our yoga pose on the floor. Take in 2 deep diaphragmatic breaths and just feel where you are here. Particularly if this is a new pose for you, feel what it feels like. Eventually you'll start to know what feels right in each pose, and you can make adjustments to suit you. 1 more breath here. And on your next exhale, bend your knees. If they're not already bent already, bring both hands to your thighs and inhale, push yourself all the way up to standing. Roll your shoulders back. Let's do that same thing again. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. You can look up to the ceiling if it's okay on your neck. Exhale, slight bend in the knees, hinge yourself forward, reach for that chair or desk. Okay, adjust the feet back or forward. So I'm going to come a little further in this time and do a little bit of a modification. Knees are slightly bent here for me, or they can be straight, or they can be bent even more generously. Okay, we want to hinge forward. Okay, so elbows can bend if straightening the elbows are going to cause any tension here in the sideways, in the shoulders, or in the neck. Always bend the elbows if you're having any tension in the neck. Relax the shoulders, relax the neck. Draw the navel in towards the spine.
So this works most of the same muscles that we work if we were in our downward facing dog on the floor. Okay? Pressing the palms down into the surface, whether that be your desk or the back of your chair. We're building strength in the underarms. Okay? We're building strength in the sideways. All of those muscles, once they become more toned, help to support our posture, so that it allows us to sit at our desk for several hours in a day without slumping forward as often. Take one more breath. And then on an exhale, knees bend, hands to the thighs. Inhale, press yourself up to standing, shoulders roll back. Now we've stretched forward, now we gotta stretch in the opposite direction. Bring your hands behind your back, lace your fingers, draw your knuckles down towards the floor and lift your chest. So this is a chest expansion. Anytime we stretch ourselves forward, we also wanna stretch ourselves backwards. So your goal here is try to get the palms as close together as you can. They may or may not touch, no worries. Be mindful of what your body feels like and whatever option you're taking. Take 2 deep breaths here. Really take advantage of the open chest and take a big inhale. And on your exhale, go ahead and release your clasp, release the hands, roll the shoulders back. Very nice. We're going to do a little bit of standing balance here. All right, so I am going to use my chair for this side. Right? I'm going to shift the weight into whatever leg is closest to the back of your chair. In this case, it's my right leg. Okay? I'm going to take my left leg out to the side. I'm going to see about standing just like this. Okay? So my leg is straight out to the side. My heel is flexed down towards the floor. What we're working on here is, yes, our balance, but we're also strengthening into our hips, sideways, and into the standing leg. Okay? So your hand can be on your hip here if that feels comfortable. Right? Keep pressing that standing foot down into the floor. If you're feeling really good about this star pose, then you can remove this hand from the desk or chair. You can even take both hands out to the side if that's what you want to do. And if you really want to play around with this balance, you can throw yourself off balance. All right? So the more you hinge yourself towards your standing leg, the more difficulty there is. Okay? You can play with this. You can always come back to where you started. Nobody said you have to stay in the pose that you ended up in. Take one more breath. And as you're ready, release. All right? Both feet flat on the ground here. Give your legs a little shake. Roll the hips and the hips to the side and then to the other side. So anytime we're standing on one leg, we're doing a little strength tone here on the standing leg. And especially when we start to hinge ourselves to one side or the other, then our hips need a little break. All right? Let's do the same thing on the other side. Hopefully for you, you have a chair that rolls. Mine doesn't, so I'm just going to move it over to the other side. Now my hand comes down. This time it's my left leg that I'm grounding into. I'm going to bring my right hand to my hip and send the right leg out to the side. Okay? Sole of that or heel of the right foot flex down towards the floor. Shoulders are back, navel always in, always engaged. Press those standing feet down into the floor. If you don't have any shoes on, even better, because then you can spread your toes and really grip the floor. Okay? Choose your options here. Arms can be out. You can play around with hinging. Right? Anybody looking into your office might think you've gone a little bonkers, but that's okay. You can stay there, you can come back. Now, there's no real rules here. Remember, just keep breathing if all else fails. Take one more breath. And then on an exhale, release the foot. Okay? Do a little wiggle wobble with those hips side to side. All right, we want those hips to release. Very nice. So we've worked the side of our hips, we folded ourselves forwards, and we arched ourselves back. Now we're going to try some standing balances with the leg behind. So we're going to turn and face the chair, whatever our surface is. And you're going to be close enough to it that you can hinge forward a little. All right, so we want it to be secure. Take that right leg and send it back behind you. Just kind of tap the toe down there on the floor.
What I want you to start to feel here is the hamstring engage and the glute engage and the lower back engage. All right? Sternum continues to lift. So we never want to do this. Always lifting tall. Draw the navel in towards the spine. All right? And root that bottom leg down into the floor. That bottom foot down into the floor. So here's your option. Stay here and take your deep breaths. You want a little bit more, you'll lift that back foot and kind of let it hover. And if you want a little bit more, you'll hinge forward. All right? Still working into this hamstring, into this glute, into the low back. All right? Using your hands pressing against your desk or your chair to draw the heart forward as opposed to rounding in. Okay? Take 3 breaths here. Noticing how your body feels. If you get a little quivery, that's okay. That's your muscles at work. And then on an exhale, go ahead and release. All right? Bend the knees generously. Fold yourself forward. So we're releasing the low back. And I'm going to wag my tail here. All right? From side to side. Might look a little sassy, but it's incredibly effective at releasing the tension in the low back. All right, take one more breath wherever you are. And when you're ready, come back to standing, and we'll prepare to do the other side. Okay, so I sent my right leg back the first time. This time I'm gonna root down my right foot into the floor. So my left toe's back behind. Remember your options, staying here, heart lifting, glute engaged, hamstring engaged. Want more, you're going to get a little hover, and you're really going to work those legs. Okay, you want more, you're going to hinge forward. Okay? Really feeling the low back engage, keeping the chest up, drawing the navel in. Take 3 breaths here. And as you're ready, on an exhale, release that foot. Very good. Bring your feet about hip distance. Bend your knees generously. Round the spine. All right, kind of making a C curve here. And do your little boogie. And release the low back. All right. And as you're ready, slowly unroll yourself. Come on back up to standing. And we're going to come back down to our seat. This time we're going to take our seat and sit back in our chair. We're preparing ourselves for our relaxation process at the end of our practice. All right, so go ahead and lean back on the back of the chair. I have a pillow back there to support me, particularly if we have a lumbar pillow. Those tend to be really good. You just want to get yourself comfortable. You can bring your hands either down onto the arms of your chair or into your lap. Okay. I like to have my hands in my lap, and I like to have my palms facing up. Allow your feet to be flat on the floor. This is a great time to take your shoes off if they're not already. And again, we're going to level our chin. We're going to align our ears with our shoulders. We're going to roll our shoulders back and down. And we're going to gently close our eyes. Bringing our awareness back inward. Start to notice how you feel. Noticing the temperature of the room, the temperature of your skin, whether or not you're sweating. Noticing again without any judgment. Noticing any other sensations in your body. Start to bring your awareness to your breath. Taking our practice full circle, ending as we began. Becoming aware of the breath in the nostrils. Feeling the sensation of how the breath feels coming into the nostril and how it feels as it exits. Releasing your diaphragmatic breathing, just letting your breath be natural, smooth, deep, and rhythmic, just as it would be if you were sleeping. Start to bring your awareness to your breath as you experience it in your chest. Feeling the rise and the fall of the chest. Again, not trying to control it, just allowing it to be the way that it is. Keeping the breath smooth, deep, rhythmic, without any pause, without any sound. We'll begin to progressively relax the body. Starting with your toes. Notice any sensation in your toes and allow the muscles in your toes to relax. Bring your awareness to the soles of your feet. Notice how they feel in your shoes or pressed into the floor. Allow the soles of your feet to relax. Bringing your awareness to your ankles. Allowing the muscles surrounding your ankles to relax and be easy. Bringing your awareness to your calves. Just breathing and relax. Bring your awareness to your knees, up to your thighs. Let the muscles of the top of your thighs and bottoms of your thighs to relax completely. Allow the fullness of your hamstrings and your glutes to rest heavy into the chair beneath you. Allow your body to feel heavier as you sink down into the stability of your chair, knowing that it can hold you, knowing that you don't need to do anything in this moment to support yourself being right where you are. Just breathe. Bring your awareness to your belly, allowing the belly to rise and fall naturally as you breathe in and breathe out. Allowing the chest to relax, letting your back body sink heavy into the back of your chair. Allowing the shoulders to relax heavy away from your ears. Relaxing the muscles of your upper arms, down to your elbows, your forearms, your wrist. Just breathe. Relaxing the palms of your hands. And allowing your fingertips to relax, letting the tips fall effortlessly towards the center of your palms. Just breathe. Be easy. Bring your awareness to your neck, your throat. Allow those muscles to relax as well. Relaxing your jaw, your cheeks, your tongue. Let your eyelids rest heavy over top of their sockets. Relax your forehead. And finally, releasing any expression on your face. allow yourself to be easy, to breathe, to be still, and to rest. As you're ready, begin to wiggle into your fingers. Roll your wrists around. Start to move your feet around on the ground. That means rolling your ankles or just lifting one heel then the other. Slowly waking your body up. And rub your palms on your thighs, front and back. Start to deepen your breath. Bring yourself slowly back into this space you've created for your practice. And then as you're ready, gently blink your eyes open. Draw the edges of your mouth up towards your ears. Bring your hands to heart center and bow in towards your own heart. Offering yourself the most gratitude for taking care of yourself, for taking a moment for yourself, for your own well-being. And grateful for all the things that are in your life. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.